Wow.
Louis Katz has a great joke where he said he had a threesome with 2 fat girls. It was a menage a ugh. That's one of my favorite Louis Katz jokes of all time.
It's a really funny joke.
Yeah, he's the best.
But you never had a threesome.
I have.
Oh, no, you've had gangbangs.
Not gangbangs.
Trains.
No.
Trains.
Gangbang is
more than
5 guys to 1 girl, right? It's got to be more than 5 girls.
I think it's more than 2 guys. I think a gangbang is 3 and up.
I think 3 minimum.
Yeah.
3 up is you're starting to get the gangbang.
So you've had 2 girls at one time.
No.
You've never had 2 girls at one
No,
time?
I've had 2 guys and 1 girl.
Yeah, that's
He's had 3 guys. Myself.
That was a good video, but no, I've never had. I've been with like me. I can't name people's names because I get in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Because you say things and then like comics are like married now. And they're like, I have 5 kids and I'm
You can't say about that time we
yeah.
double teamed that girl, hammered after the Orlando Improv.
Yeah.
There's even like stories you share where like I'm like, don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Yeah.
I don't want my fiance seeing that. Don't clip that right now.
But I remember one time the feature. So I was opening. I was an MC, and then the feature was a girl, and the headliner was a boy. And I remember the feature had a joke about having 2 guys at one time. She likes it.
MMF.
So then the headliner asked her, "Would you do us?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so we went to the hotel, and then I remember when I pulled my pants down and they saw my penis and stuff.
Yeah.
It got like almost an applause break.
What they were like?
No, like it was so funny.
So it wasn't like
Like,
it wasn't
like a stand-up.
It wasn't like a this applause. It was like this applause. You got a Hercules.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, bring it over
like,
here.
You know, one of those.
Yeah, when kids see puppies, they go, "Oh, bring it over here."
But then I remember like I wish I could say that what the headliner's name was.
God, off mic, I'm gonna want to know
Yeah.
because it's incredible. The full lineup. The full lineup. I've never heard of a full lineup fucking each other.
But when you're 3 comics doing it, it's
there's
just
gonna be a moment.
real fun time.
Yeah, I have a joke right now where I catch whenever I catch myself making a noise during sex, I always talk shit to myself in my own brain. Where like I'm fucking, and if I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, or I'll be like, oh, that feels so good. And you're like, oh, does that feel so good? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
It
that
does feel great though.
it does.
Does-
You know?
it
You
never
gotta say,
ends.
but also you gotta say it out loud, even
Yeah.
for my ego. Like I need to hear it.
Oh, so
if
silent.
you're just grunting the whole time, I'm just not into that.
Have you ever had sex with someone that just breathes through their nose?
No.
That's a brutal.
Why?
Yeah.
They get going faster and faster.
I've never had that. Yeah.
Wait,
know-
that sounds very yogic.
It's not. It's quadriplegic. It feels like you're like, say something. Say anything.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the opposite is also, I talked to Santino about this, where it's like when they do too much performance,
Yeah.
then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I know I'm not thrusting that hard, and it's just really for the,
It's the equivalent of when someone eats a meal and they don't like it, but they act like they do, or they go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh. And you're like, it's not that good.
yeah, that's right.
I said, don't get mad, but recently I had sex with a girl,
Yeah.
and I was getting really into it. So I whispered in her ear, I go, slow form.
Slow.
I hate that so much.
Slow
form?
Slow
What is
form?
slow form?
Yes.
My,
Like slow it down, like let's.
don't get mad, but my vagina just turned to dust.
Why did you say form?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you're a band leader and you're like, let's bring it on. Bring it on
Yeah.
down.
Well, there's 2 forms: there's slow form and long form.
Why are you commentating your own?
I love that where you go, slow form. Now let's pick it up. Rise.
Yeah.
Crescendo. As you're coming,
Yeah.
crescendo.
So that's it. Was,
That would be traumatizing if someone
Slow
whispered slow form.
I saw her eyes go.
I legitimately had drunken sex one time with a girl, and I had this in the bit on my HBO special, but it's 100% true. I was talking dirty, and she went, "Oh God, we got to talk her." As I was, it like made me stop fucking. I was like, and then I was like, I guess I begrudgingly kept going. Where I was like, whatever you want to say, then I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
Have you ever said something that stopped the act of sex?
Yeah, one time
Me too. Go ahead.
One time I flipped the words by accident, and it really fucked it up. I went, God, I love the way your cock feels in my mouth. And the girl went, "Excuse me?" And I went, "Fuck. I like the way your mouth feels on my cock." God,
That's not real. That's not real.
I swear to
There's
my
no
dead,
way that's real.
I swear to my dead father.
Have you ever
This
had?
woman is married with children now, but I am willing to DM her to be like,
Dad, have
"Hey,
you-
Bobby Lee
Dad
does
Soder,
not believe me."
Did you ever have a cock in your mouth? Why would you
No.
ever say that?
I don't know, Bobby.
yeah.
And I've never yearned for one.
Yeah.
It just came out like
Yeah,
that.
mine's not as funny as that one.
I said it and she went like, "What?"
Yeah, and it stopped the act.
100% with
Wow,
no more
I
sexual
love it.
action after.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
No, you got to sit there and
Yeah.
be like, "Do you want to see if they're delivering food?"
Yeah,
still?"
yeah.
It was horrible.
So some girl was jerking me off, and I go, "It's not a fucking joystick."
That's rude.
But
And she goes, "What?"
yeah, and she should have
And
gone
then-
like, up there. She should have really started breaking it. Like,
Down to like fourth gear.
She goes, "Extra lives, extra lives." Oh,
Did she put it back on neutral before leaving?
No.
third, fourth.
It just stopped it, and then you got to go, "Why'd you say that?"
yeah,
And it became a fight, probably.
Yeah, it was a fight. Yeah,
yeah, because
Why did you say that?
because she didn't like it. Like you know,
women
what I mean?
don't
Like, really rough.
understand.
Oh no, we're horrible jerker offers.
Jerk her off.
We're horrible. Like I am notoriously the worst at hand jobs. I will never
I
like.
don't recall that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for saying that because I never give them. I would rather just use
Well,
my
you
mouth.
do only use the 3 fingers.
Okay.
I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. I'm gonna get ya. Because the worst is when they bend down.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't
What
know
is
bend
that?
down.
That boners don't bend like that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Ah!"
Don't bend down.
Yeah,
because you
that's
become
scary.
childlike with that pain.
Yeah.
You're like, "Owie."
Or like for me, I have nasal valve collapse, so I can't breathe through my nose. And
Okay.
so when I'm giving a blowjob, it's a near-death experience for
You have
me
to
every
breathe
time.
like a swimmer.
I do.
You have to be like,
And you know what? I'm a swimmer. That's exactly how I do it. Or like I kind of open just a little bit where I take in a breath while the dick is still in my mouth. I'm like,
Yeah.
I do, and it's really bad.
Wow.
But that's the reason why I do the combo with the hands because I need to be able to breathe up like a turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like once
Well,
in a while.
I don't
I
recall
get
you ever
great
combo.
blowjobs.
Well, it's good. They're good.
They're okay, right?
They're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was not. That,
I mean, it's not
The best. Yeah, it's not the best.
It's not Michelin star,
Bib Gourmand.
you get through the
Bib
meal.
Gourmand.
but it is like a popular chain that's good, like
Yeah.
Morton's.
You would go back for another one.
Yeah.
When you're in a town,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What's the best place?"
Well, you know what? This hand job's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good.
It's like
That's what it
reliable.
is.
It's like reliable, but also like,
Guaranteed. Yeah.
I
You're
just
gonna come or get full.
because I don't.
That's really that's the most important.
I think the reason I'm not great at it is because I'm not going to persevere past 3 minutes. Like I just don't care. I don't
that's
think
too long.
blowjob to completions are a thing for me. It's not my sport. So it's like for me, it's like a means to an end. Like get you hard, get you whatever, get it wet enough for my pussy, and then we can proceed.
That
Because
is.
you're Asian, though.
Yeah, I just don't love giving
It's
blowjobs.
just like numchuck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Your hands are fast.
You're like, whoa, I didn't see it. Whoa, watch it, lady.
Yeah. So it's like, that's in your blood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I think women. I don't think we care past the age of like 20. I don't think men care about hand jobs.
I don't care. Oh, that's the thing.
You don't care.
I think that's what it is. It's like, I don't care.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Like up to 2021, hand jobs are still very viable
Yeah,
ways of solutions to the horniness. But I think past 20, you're like, well, it's going to be a blowjob or fuck. And then past 30, you're like, you don't have to blow me till completion.
Thank you.
Well, it's also,
Thank you for
it's
that.
almost impossible to do. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
it is. You're
I mean,
like,
when's the last time you got completion through a blowjob?
honestly, I turned 40 2 months ago. I don't think in my 30s.
Wow.
Yeah.
God.
I don't think in my 30s.
Me, 30, maybe early 30s.
Maybe
early 30s.
Maybe there's one I'm forgetting.
But in my 40s, not at all.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Because we
luck.
tried on your 50th birthday.
oh yeah, I remember
And I
that.
was
It was
like-
Hawaii.
No, it was
Here.
here.
Okay.
So we tried on his 50th birthday, and I was like, look, let's just take it back old school. Let's go blowjob to completion. Watch all the porn you want. And boy, I was really
Yeah,
slaving.
but you did. But let me.
And then eventually, it hurt my feelings.
I don't want to put out my fiance's business too much.
Yeah.
But she got me pretty damn close one time where I was like, I think this is about to happen. And then my old brain was like, is the air conditioner set to 60? Like something like that. And then you're like, well, now I'm not going to complete.
Yeah.
You have an adult
Yeah.
thought. We go,
Yeah.
did I pay my Verizon bill? You're like, no. But trying it on when did you give up? At what point did you give up on the 50th?
Well, what's so sad about it is like she stopped and she just looked at me and she goes, "Happy birthday."
It's so sad.
And I'm like,
I don't know if that would have made it. Yeah.
Come.
Because you go, thanks.
Yeah.
That's not what went
that was
down.
the worst present.
I just thought that like you looked a little bit like just not, I think you knew you weren't.
I just can't do it through that means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's because I've jerked off. Because when you jerk off, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, would you grip it?
No. I mean, I grip it, but like not like grip. I don't fucking grip it.
What do you mean? Like
I have like a.
You grip it like a steering wheel.
Like a self-defense grip where you're like, it's not crazy, but I have control.
Oh, like a jiu-jitsu
like,
thing.
Exactly.
It's a gi.
It's a gi grab. I have a gi grab on my cock.
Gi grab.
Where I go, now here, right here, and then I give
yeah.
self-defense voice when I do it. I go, now I can take this anywhere. If I need to move over here, I can move my penis over here.
Yeah. How do we get to this?
Oh yeah,
Okay, let's introduce. So anyway, welcome to an episode of TigerBelly, and I've never had a guest that showed up 20 minutes early. It's like so dumb. What are you, Dr. Ken Jeong? I mean, it's like,
Up, dude. I nerded
I have a
out.
schedule.
No, I don't know LA.
I haven't said your name yet.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, he's New York comic. It's funny. He's a guy that I've heard his name so many times, and I've heard great things, but I just never fucked with him, and it's because he lives there. We've never like been in the same area, and we have the same circle of friends, but we've never been in the same area, and so I talked to you maybe once or twice in my
Twice, I think, maybe.
in my life, yeah,
Total.
And they've been positive, but they're very like kind of.
It was like green room at festivals.
Yeah.
So you're like,
hey, yeah. But it's never like very surface.
That's why showing up early made me look like a real fucking nerd.
But great things. One of the best out there. Dan Soder. Give him a round of applause. So
Showing up late.
So not only do I not know him that well, but he comes into my house.
Oh yeah.
And something bizarre happened.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've been rewatching the X-Files, as you know.
Yes.
Oh, it was very alien.
It's very Fox Mulder, a very Fox Mulder move, right? But we walk in, and Gooner's downstairs, my cat. I have an orange cat named Gooner. And he puts his fucking stupid hand
Show
in front of the fucking cat's nose as if it's a dog. Smell me.
I did like that.
Like, smell me. You don't do that with cats.
Well, it's not the worst move.
It's
like this. It's like you know how like you see an Asian person and you bow.
Oh,
it's like bowing in front of an African person.
Where I go,
That's not what they do there.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And a black guy would be like, that's not our thing.
Because cats is a pss, pss, pss.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I walked in with real dog energy. I walked in and I was like, what's your name?
Yeah, and I let him do it for like 5 seconds.
And then he goes, what are you doing?
I go, what are you doing? You know what I mean?
But did he come to you?
He was already there.
Yeah, he was fine.
He'd already said hi.
I could have just started petting the cat.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't until Bobby went like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
And then I noticed that I really was, because I have a dog, and I'm always
Yeah.
like, whenever I see dogs, I'm like, innocence.
So you've never owned a cat?
We had a cat when I was little. When I was like 6 years old, we adopted a cat, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like a teddy bear. I'm going to hold it when I was 6, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to hold it at night. And the cat wasn't having that.
Yeah.
And I held it, and it was like, just doing that thing of scratching.
Yeah.
And so I let it go. I was like, fuck, get out of here.
Yeah.
Like a 6-year-old angry kid. And then my mom, it was just my mom's cat. That cat became my mom's cat. That cat didn't fuck with me. I didn't fuck with it.
Ever.
He'd come around and be like, hey, Garfield. And then
you like the cat? Like
it was a hack name. It was an orange.
So
tabby.
hacky.
It was. I was 6.
so hacky.
I was. What did you want me to? That's all I knew.
But that orange cat would let you hug it all night.
Really?
Yeah, that's a teddy bear cat.
See, I didn't. I thought. I just assumed all cats were like that afterwards.
What color was your cat?
Orange. It was an orange.
Oh,
tabby.
really?
What,
A
look, it's
tabby.
a tabby too.
was an orange
Unusual.
Dude, it
You
was.
must have you molested it.
No, I think I held it too tight.
Tight.
How'd you do it? Through the fucking vag?
I was like, I was holding it up like a puppet. No, I held it. I held him, and then when I let him go,
I think I don't like the way you're holding it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't.
Oh,
think,
my dog
I don't
like
think,
that.
Oh, really?
My dog loves that shit.
Okay.
Dog, I'll get her in headlocks. I'm like, what are you fucking doing?
Okay, so
It's like this.
as an adult, you never had a cat.
No.
You don't like them.
I don't dislike them. I'm okay about cats. It depends on the cat. If a cat's nice,
I don't know, dude.
I'm cool with
It sounds like you don't like them.
I'm a dog guy through and through.
You can be both.
You can be both.
Yeah.
We're both.
We're both.
I like cats. I don't like them enough to get one.
Would you get a raccoon?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Before a cat.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'd get a cat.
DraftKings. DraftKings for your heart. DraftKings Rainmakers football is back for a second season. I love doing a little light betting during football season. It's so much fun, and it's bigger and better than ever before. Wow. Head to DraftKings.com/audio and sign up to play Rainmakers today with code BELLY for your share of over $30 million in prizes this football season. This week, new customers can claim their first pack of digital player cards for free to get started.
Playing Rainmakers football is really simple, you guys. Each DraftKings digital card represents an athlete and scores points based on their real-world performance. Draft them into weekly contests for your shot at a share of $30 million in prizes, or sell them anytime on the DraftKings marketplace.
Ratemakers contests require no fee to join as long as you have enough cards to complete a lineup. Rip packs, build your collection, and earn big rewards.
You guys know we're really big UFC fans, and DraftKings is the app we use for all of our sports betting.
Wondering how to get started? New customers visit DraftKings.com/audio today and use promo code BELLY to claim a free starter pack only at DraftKings.com/audio with code BELLY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Rainmakers contest not available in certain states. One starter pack per customer. Starter pack player cards are ineligible for resale. See terms at DraftKings.com/Rainmakers.
Cat first. But
Does it just? I
you
want
ask
to
me
know.
to get a
Does it go
second dog-
dad? Does it go dog cat for you?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Without a
Like for me, it's
doubt.
just like white and black people, and then Asians are 3.
Really? Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I would, see,
What's,
I would go,
with people? What is your?
for people, it goes Jews,
Oh yeah.
Jews, Asians, blacks, and whites are tied.
Oh, blacks and whites are 3rd.
Yeah. Oh man, I wanted to be Jewish. I wanted to be Jewish so bad when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because of Mel Brooks, all
yeah,
my
they're
favorite
great.
comedians were Jewish.
I have
yeah.
Jewish envy too.
I really
Hardcore.
Jew envy. I
Yeah.
had big Jew envy.
I love the
wanted
Jews.
Oh man, Yiddish.
It is.
Just calling stuff like, oh, look at you, tuchis. Look at that.
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
stuff like that. Like, oh, vey. Just saying that when something bad happens.
Yeah. I put a little note in the wall.
You did.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
the Wailing Wall.
No.
Just at a wall.
Just on a,
Just at a wall. Right,
random wall.
Oh, by a
downtown.
Ralph's over.
Yeah. I said, I hate the Jews. It's another thing, and I put it in.
That would be funny to do anti-Semitic stuff by putting it in walls.
No, I
Steal all the money.
No, I really, when I went to Israel, I was just like, I just really, I mean, I haven't chosen a side yet, but because,
What are you doing right now?
what am I doing right now?
I think you're choosing a side.
No. I'm neutral, but my point is that I really, like the culture and the people.
When I lived in Tucson, I was like, damn, dude, I wish I knew Spanish.
You lived in Tucson?
Yeah, I lived in Tucson
When?
for 5 years.
Why?
Because I went to U of A.
Oh wow!
And I started comedy in Tucson. That's
At
where
the
I started-
Laughs?
Yeah, at Laughs on Broadway.
Wow. There was a one-legged lady. Was she there?
No, she wasn't there.
Okay,
she wasn't there still. But that club was
But
like,
did you hear about the one-legged lady? Or
I mean, I saw some shit at Laughs. Laughs
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Laughs is a road room.
it's a road room, yeah.
Like you see people come through and you're like, this guy's really fun. He's on heroin. Like that's the
Yeah.
weekend where you go like, you'd see the Thursday show and you're like, this guy's so good. And by Saturday, you're like, man, it's tough to hang out with that guy. He's got a bad drinking problem.
yeah.
Because anyone that was worth a shit wasn't working there.
Have you ever been to a comedy club where you look at the headshots
Yeah,
and you go, who are these people?
Can I tell you the name I always think about?
Yeah.
Laughs.
Yeah.
I look to see him on other clubs. Tommy Blaze.
Tommy.
I know Tommy Blaze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy Blaze had the wildest headshot at Laughs. It was
was that?
like a leather jacket, like a Dice Clay one. But
Yeah.
It looked like. And then whenever I go to clubs, Zany's in Nashville, I found him, and Zany's in Chicago.
Oh, that's a fun game.
Yeah, where you try. It's like trying to collect them. You
Yeah.
know, where all can I find?
But
They had some old headshots at Laughs.
But those people were unfortunate because they didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what you had to do. There were 2 roads. There was going on the road, see if you can like develop a following.
Yeah.
Or you come to Hollywood or New York and try to get on TV or whatever.
Yeah.
But like now you can just, you can just go on the road and go on the internet and go straight to the people.
Right.
Right? But like if you look at those headshots, it's super sad.
It is. You know what my favorite one is?
Well,
My
yeah.
favorite old school one. It's at the comic strip. You can see it. It's Jim Florentine, and his name is Jammin' Jim Florentine. And he's
Really?
got long hair.
Oh, Jim, really?
Yeah, and he's like,
Because those are the times when you needed a hook.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you needed to have like there's a guy named Jackie Graham, and he changed his name to Jackie Banana and wore a yellow suit.
Yeah.
Because like this is the thing.
Oh, what would I be back?
Yeah.
What would my 80s persona?
I know.
I think I'd be like Big Head Dan.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, check out the size of my head. And I'd
yeah.
smash things with it on a stool.
Like I'd be like Mushi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mushi.
Yeah, you have to wear silk pajamas to come out.
I'd probably have like a cowboy Asian kind of a thing.
Yeah.
He huddle.
Yeah.
I do an accent for sure.
Oh, my.
Wait,
He huddle.
but you went through a cowboy hat era because I was looking at some of your old headshots.
All right, what are you doing?
Dude, yes. I'm glad. Thank you for bringing this up.
Am I
I'm glad
know
you
shit.
I'm glad you
am
bring
I
it.
wrong?
Yeah, I used to wear them.
You used to wear a cowboy hat?
Overalls and
With his
cowboy
long
hat.
hair, yeah.
Yeah, because I was.
What was the energy of that?
Okay, I'll tell you the energy.
Yeah.
So think overalls, denim overalls, but with no shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And his headshot was of him with his hands, his little hands tucked in his pocket like this,
Yeah.
and with a cowboy hat. Like,
Sexy.
Yeah, I was. I'll tell you what,
cute.
because I grew up with rice rockets.
no,
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. It was
but-
a really good
but
look.
The Asians that lived in San Diego, right, lowered their fucking
Oh, my
Acuras.
Civics.
God, dude.
The
Acuras, right?
yeah.
I forgot about
Remember that, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't be like that.
Hot import nights.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to be gelled hair,
no
long white,
spiky hair. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't want to be
Dude,
like that.
In my high school, high school had like 3,500 people. It was a big high school in Colorado. The most feared group were Asian Pride. Were
Yeah.
these dudes
AZN,
that had the rice rockets, and then they would fuck people up.
Yeah.
Asian Pride was like a real.
It was like
yeah,
a
legit.
The guy that did it I was friends with his little brother. Like my friend Solomon, his older brother was like the big guy there, and everyone was like, "Do not fuck with them."
Wait, what kind of Asian?
Korean.
Fuck yeah, Asian
Yeah.
Pride did.
But they would.
Yeah.
I remember we had Hicks
Fuck
because
yeah.
we were in Colorado, so we legitimately like kids from like the farmland, like east of Denver, would come. Some of them came to our high school, and we had like cowboys, like legit cowboys, shit kickers, like just straight guys that had dip.
Whoa.
Like at 15, and they'd be like, "Fuck you, man!" And one of them got into a problem with Solomon's older brother.
Oh no.
And he beat the shit out of him with a metal baseball bat, and everyone was like, "Don't fuck with him." And that kid was like paralyzed. It was like a whole thing. I was in like 8th grade when it happened, and I remember being like, when I showed up to high school and I saw the Asian Pride kids, I was like, "Look down, don't fucking." I was terrified of them.
Did they ever get white girls or no?
I don't really remember. I don't know.
ABGs, Asian baby girls.
Asian baby
it has
girls.
a look.
Asian baby girls.
Yeah.
Back
That's
in,
like
what year was that though?
97.
There was no Asian baby girls then.
There was always Asian baby girls.
Where? Like one?
Yeah, it was.
There's
it-
one in the whole country?
No, but we had that same kind of similar look as like the chola.
Yeah.
But just a little bit different, like a little cross-eyed. Like I was kind of like a hybrid of that.
Don't you love
right?
cross eyes?
Yeah.
No, I really.
So confident.
Every girl I've ever dated
yeah,
had
a
cross
little
eyes.
like me.
What's
I'm a slightly cross-eyed.
Like your eyes are crossed.
Yeah, occasionally
Look at
they'll
our
just like
pupils.
converge.
You know what you have?
What?
You're almost there.
Say it.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
You almost have fish eyes.
Yeah, you know what that's called? Fetal alcohol. Do you know what that's called, Bobby? That's called white trash.
Wait, I went to nursing school. I can actually
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
if you have fetal alcohol syndrome.
What do you
The
think?
outer canthus of your eye, if it's a little bit as it relates to your ear.
So, does he have it?
Hold on. So the lobes. No, I think you're good.
You're good.
Yeah, you're
But you know what?
Yeah.
By a fucking centimeter.
Yeah.
If you saw her, that was a check swing. No.
But you know what? But there's
It's the only joke my mom ever got upset at.
But look at you have guys that have that.
Yeah.
Look, that are doing well in Hollywood. Michael Shannon.
Yeah, Michael Shannon.
Oh my god,
fucking
I think
rules.
he's so hot.
Yeah, but he's got it.
He definitely has it.
But
he definitely has
more
FAS.
importantly, not just the separated eyes, but the ones that go different directions.
Those are
Oh, those
wild.
are my favorite.
Those are
kind.
hot. What's his
Marty
name?
Feldman.
Yeah, from Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Igor.
Yeah.
Young
One of the best
Frankenstein.
movies
Of all time.
Anyone listening right now? Okay.
Are you trying to make me fall in love with you?
No,
Because it's working.
It's What? I love you too.
Yo, keep going about Young Frankenstein.
So
I rewatch it every year.
Me too. I love it.
It's my favorite Mel Brooks movie.
Anybody that watches like our film people and like comedy, fucking Young Frankenstein is one of the funniest movies. It's so well done.
I have a clip saved on my phone of when he goes, "The brain you gave me."
yeah. Abby normal.
Abby something.
Yeah,
And he goes,
yeah.
Abby something. And he goes,
Yeah.
and you won't be mad. He goes, I will not be mad.
Mad.
And he goes,
Yeah.
Abby normal.
Yeah.
And he goes, you had me put an abnormal brain
Yeah.
in a 7.5 foot, 54 inch
Whoa.
wide walking gorilla. And then you hear the door,
Yeah.
oh, someone's here. It is. Young Frankenstein is, line for line, I would argue it's up there as the best Mel Brooks movie.
I think so too. And Gene Wilder,
It's unbelievable.
He would turn emotionally like that.
You get so mad.
Like there's one scene where he goes, no matter what. I don't know what the line, right?
Yeah.
Do not open this door no matter what.
Yeah.
As soon as he walks in there, he just, he tries to get out. yeah.
My
I love
favorite's
those
when his wife keeps asking how big the monster's dick is. She's like, is it big? And he goes, well, yes, I made everything to size. And then when he makes her into the bride and they fucking just, ooh, it's fucking great.
It's a great movie.
I fucking loved it.
So what else Mel Brooks do you like?
Blazing Saddles. My dad would let me watch all the
Amazing.
My parents were broken up, so my dad would do the real divorced dad thing of being like, we can watch bad movies here. You can watch like rated R movies.
Wow.
So I would watch Stand Up and Mel Brooks. Rodney Dangerfield and Mel Brooks were like what we watched.
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot. I loved and like he took me to see Robin Hood Men in Tights in the theater.
Oh, wow.
And so that was my movie. That's when I started becoming a Dave Chappelle fan.
Yeah.
Because he plays, he's like 19 in that movie.
That's right.
Yeah. And he does like the whole thing where he's like, pay the toll. And he
Yeah.
goes, I'm on the left side. I'm on the right. Time out, big ass. I need some air. My favorite line in that is when a Blinken, where he goes, this is a Jew. And he goes, a Jew in these parts. It's just the lines were so good. I fucking love it.
Chappelle was also in The Rock.
Yeah. He was one of the guys in the bus.
In the bus, yeah.
He dies early.
Yeah, he dies early.
He was in You Got Mail. He was in...
What a
He was in
career.
You Got
You got
Mail?
mail?
yeah, he was in You Got Mail. He was friends with Tom Hanks. And You Got Mail. He was-
Imagine, the career he's had.
it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
There's a story he tells. I'm like a massive Dave Chappelle fan, but there's a story he tells. I forget which interview it was. I don't think it was Inside the Actor Studio, but he's talking about when he was young in LA and he would go out drinking. And he's like trying to tell somebody, he's like, man, you would never believe the drinking crew I used to hang out with. It was me, Slash from Guns N' Roses, and Vern Troyer. And I was like, mini me?
Yeah.
That's got to be the funnest drinking crew.
And they both went to the Roxy.
Oh, they probably
Yeah,
just partied.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, he's got the most badass flex in stand-up comedy during the Inside the Actor Studio. Lipton asks him, he's like, New York City is a notoriously hard scene to crack. And he goes, yeah, man, I moved up there when I was 18 and I was in every club within 2 weeks. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It took me fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
So talented.
But him being in Mel Brooks was like, Mel Brooks is the guy.
Yeah.
I think him and Mel Brooks, Trey Parker, and Matt Stone are like.
But like, when did you how old were you? Do you remember when you were like, I think I'm going to try stand up?
How long do you live in Tucson?
Yeah.
5 years.
Oh my god.
I did 4 years, but it took me 4.5 to graduate.
But you started stand up right away or toward the
I hated it. I hated it right when I moved there. I hated it within the first year. I was like, this is all frats. This sucks.
Yeah.
And I was really, really broke.
Do you remember the last time you were in Tucson?
No. What happened?
Do you remember it?
I do, because I have a voicemail from when you called me in Tucson.
What was it? Desperate?
Okay, so he had just checked into a rehab.
Oh, yeah. I remember like a year ago.
Oh,
Year and a
yeah.
half
They have
ago.
like a lot of
Can I
rehab
play your
facilities.
voicemail?
What?
Can I play your voicemail when you called me from the payphone?
Yeah, you have it?
I have it.
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
it,
I want to hear.
please.
Yeah. I don't know you have it.
Tucson is a place where you find yourself or you destroy yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It's neither one of those places, you know?
So for people listening, the last time I was in a desperate, dire straits, and I was in this rehab mill, and they took away my phone and everything, and they were giving me like those like I would go to wait in this line, and they would give me like 15 pills.
Really?
They would make you eat it.
And they check your mouth to make sure you were
Yeah, and I
hiding it.
swallowed it, and I just remember like I was just walking around like a zombie. You know what I mean? It was fucking terrible with like 50 fucking people
But why was that place even recommended to us to be?
because they had changed ownership.
Oh, it used to be good.
It used to be like, we only have 10 people here, and they're all celebrities.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, another gigantic company devoured them,
It just became a mill.
and they're like, as many people,
Yeah.
anybody.
Here we go.
Yes.
You've never heard this, Bobby?
No, I swear to God, no. I don't remember even calling her.
Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
You sound so serious.
Hey, sweetie, I had dinner. The food here is terrible. It's terrible. Oh, my God. It's like Oz. Like, there's fights breaking out. It's like people stalking me. It's terrible. I don't know if I'm going to sleep tonight, but I'm quiet because there's like 52 men talking on phones around me. I feel like I'm in prison. I'm in Guantanamo Bay. I love you. I'm going to try to sleep tonight, but nothing's going to happen. Bye.
Oh, so sad.
Oh,
Kind of remember
fuck, dude.
like some of it now.
No.
That that feels like my college experience.
Yeah.
Guantanamo.
Guantanamo Bay.
Tucson was fucking wild.
It's wild.
I
Did you get laid?
not for the first couple of years. I
Let me
didn't
look at
start
Let me look at your face.
It's good.
Very good.
It's a good face.
Your
Dude,
voice
I mean,
must
for a-
have gotten you a long
For a
way.
comic,
Well,
dude?
I started working at a radio station, and that's when I got hired at KFMA in Tucson, and that's older women started having sex with me when I was in my young. Girls at U of A would not fuck with me because I wasn't like a frat guy. I didn't have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
I was like super insecure. That's what leads you to stand up.
Yeah. You're
But-
probably skinny too, huh?
Yeah, I was really gangly.
Yeah.
And then older women were just like, "Hey, hey, kind of weird, broken
When
boy."
you say older, how old?
Like I was 20, 21, and like 35,
Yeah, that makes sense.
36-year-old women.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever had sex, and a woman was like, "Slow down." Legitimately.
Oh, really?
She was like,
Slow form. Slow form.
go into your slow form. But I really, because I was just like, I was like 20, so I just jackhammer.
Wow.
And then they're like, "Slow down, buddy."
What a great note.
It was
to take
the
for
best
rest
note
of
I've
your
ever
life.
gotten
Yeah.
sexually was
Why?
slow down, because I didn't realize what I was doing. It made me be in it more.
Yeah.
Made me realize,
You got to work your way up to the speed. You can't start with speed.
and that's what I was. I was just like drop in. I was like, and that lady was like, "Yeah, you got to chill, guy."
Yeah.
But
You got to slow form it, dude.
yeah, and it was because of the radio station and the comedy club I started getting laid. Like
Wow.
because at U of A, I would just strike out the second they smelled any insecurity on me.
Yeah.
They were like, "Okay."
But did you care about rejection or no?
Yeah, it hurt. It
Because as you
always
get
hurt.
old, it's funny. As you get older,
shit
because I'm single now, I'm
Yeah.
52 almost.
Yeah.
It doesn't really hurt. You know what I
Feels
mean?
bad. Who gives a
It,
shit?
You don't give a shit. But as a 20-year-old, it's so the rejection is so painful.
Yeah, it's apocalyptic.
It's apocalyptic. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
this is it. And I remember this girl that I had such a big crush on sophomore year. She had an Ohio accent, one of those like, "Dan, how are you?" like that. And I was in love with her. And I was foolishly like, I didn't realize she had a boyfriend. Like she said, like, "Oh, I'm seeing a guy back home." But I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, but he's back in Ohio. You're at U of A, whatever." And so we would like hang out, and then she would like want to do school projects with me and stuff. So I was like, "Oh, this is working." And then like on one of our last days of class, I was like, "Hey, so like before winter break, do you want to go get dinner with me?" And in front, like in like the quad area where everyone's filing out of the building,
Yeah.
she just goes, "Dan, I have a boyfriend." And I was just like, "Oh,
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was like, I just remember, I remember feeling like Mortal Kombat,
so
like
funny.
like someone punched through my body and ripped my heart out. I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. You guys are gonna do
Wow.
great
Damn.
together." It was, but there was rejection. It was rejection at night.
But in retrospect, it's probably somebody that you wouldn't hook up with now.
No, man, it all. the woman I'm marrying, I've never been in a relationship that's better, that I'm happier, that I'm like, I jokingly tell her because it's been 10 years since I've drank alcohol, but I joke.
Wait. You're a sober guy?
I smoke weed.
Okay.
That's what I brought from. That's why I was so early.
Why though?
Why?
Why'd you quit drinking?
I had a problem.
Oh, yeah.
I had a real big problem.
Yeah.
But I jokingly tell her, I'm like, if I lose you, the sauce is coming back. Like, I'm going to start drinking again.
Oh, so it was a problem. How long have you been dating this woman?
4 years.
All right, so.
We've been engaged almost a year.
How'd you meet?
On Opie and Jim.
What?
Yeah, her name, she's Katie Nolan is my fiance.
Oh, wow.
From ESPN.
Yeah.
Formerly of ESPN and Fox. She's the best thing in the world.
You know, without Opie and Anthony, I wouldn't be the podcaster I am now.
Really?
It taught me everything.
Going on Opie and Anthony?
Yeah, because the first time I went in there, I was so scared.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah,
the first time you're on Opie and Anthony, and you're like sitting there, you're like, am I going to get fucking ripped apart? And they would rip apart guys.
Rip you apart. And they were also like, it was bullyish. And also, I left halfway during the interview.
Really?
Yeah, I just stood up and walked out.
Why?
Because I just couldn't do it. I was like, I'm not this kind of comic.
You're not like the ball busting?
No. And then I had to learn how to do it. But it was like, but I learned certain things. And then when I kept going back, I became edgier and crazier and crazier. And then I got to a point where I'm like, yeah, I can hold my own now.
Opie and Anthony was prison rules. They get in, you get in, you look around for the biggest guy, and you're like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
And then no one's gonna come after me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up loving that show, and that's how I got into New York comedy. While I was like living in Tucson, I would listen to Opie and Anthony and like the Tough Crowd and like all the whole Cellar crew was like what I became obsessed with.
Yeah.
So when I was doing comedy, I was like, it just makes sense for me to move to New York. And then I was doing Bobby Kelly's podcast with Joe DeRosa for a while. And then they're like, they're going to have you on Opie and Anthony. And I was like, what's up? I was like, what's up?
Yeah.
Fuck. And I went in there like, I call it when you're so nervous, it's like you're in a cold pool.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like, like when the water's up to your chest and you're like, that's how it felt for like the first hour.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things where you don't sleep the night before.
Yes.
At least for me.
Yeah, because you got to be up at fucking 5
in the morning, right? And you walk in and you see the heavyweights in there.
Oh.
And you're like, okay, I have to bring it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of scary, but then when you figure it out, it's fine. And then you feel comfortable, and then you're like, oh.
It got very fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It got very, very fun.
Yeah.
It was really like...
Because I used to do it with Norton and Patrice and
See, that
Greg
was
Giraldo. And
I did it after Patrice.
I see.
I was never on with Patrice, but coming up in New York, Patrice would be around. And whenever he was around, it was like...
the greatest.
Yeah, you were scared, and if he knew you were scared, he'd be cool to you. And if you had any confidence... Dude, this one time, just this. I remember I was doing check spots at Stand Up New York. That was like how I got into that club, where you do the spot while they drop the checks during the show, and you fucking bomb. And I had bombed, and I was drinking a beer after the show, and Patrice is sitting there, and he's like, "It's just me and him, just me and him in the bar." He's just like one of my favorite comedians of all time, and he's like, who's your favorite porn star? Give me your top 5 porn stars." And I go, are we going by nastiness? And he goes, shit. And this is like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I started naming them. Like, I was like, Ava Devine. He was like, all right. And we were like, like that. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And then someone came in and took his attention away, and we stopped talking.
Yeah.
My dumbass. The next week I'm back doing a check spot, and Patrice is there. I'm like, well, we're boys. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, Patrice. And he's like, like walked by me, and I was like, you fucking idiot. Why'd you say hi to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ruled.
It's, you know what? I'll tell you why. Because you were newer then. Like
I was brand new.
Brand new,
Yeah.
right? So there's this guy that works at the Comedy Store, and I feel so bad about this.
Yeah.
But
Today?
what?
Like now, recently?
He works there now.
Yeah.
Okay. He is this tall black guy, really cool, right? And he was new, and I made the mistake of being really nice to him the first time.
Yeah.
So this is what happened.
Yeah, you gave a mouse a cookie.
Right.
And then he wants a glass of milk.
So one day I open that door, and then one day I go back, and I have a weird set in the main room. I get off, and this dude walks up to me. He's super tall too, and he goes, "Yo, man, give me a hug." I look at him, and I just walk past him.
Yeah.
All right?
I get that, though.
Because he took a step too far.
You know what it was?
What?
He used the 2 form, not the VOO form. You're speaking familiar, dude. You don't
Yeah,
know
way
me
too
like that.
familiar. Yeah, way too familiar.
I have almost, dude. I've had that at clubs where you have like kind of a bad set.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like, what happened? You go, what the fuck happened? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. You're new, and I shouldn't open the door.
Yeah.
And I'm closing it now. And then I waited a couple of months, and then I started being nice to him again.
Yeah.
But my point is, why do we do that as human beings?
Oh, why can't we just be nice?
Yeah, because what I think that's what Patrice did to you.
Yeah,
right?
Bobby did that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like everybody, all the top guys. Colin Quinn, the first time I met him, was with Joe List.
Yeah.
And Colin Quinn just goes, "What's your last name?" And I go, "Soder." He goes, "Ugh, change it." And then he just walked away.
I know.
And I was just sitting there like,
Yeah,
should I change my last name? That guy's my hero.
Right.
I fucking changed my name.
Or like sometimes they'll go, like Jim Norton will go, "Hey, will introduce me to other comics." Like, this guy's a strong middle,
Yeah. That's funny.
right? And I'm like, I'm headlining.
I'm always waiting from those old school guys.
Yeah.
I'm always waiting for a punch. So every time I see
Yes.
them, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, Jim?"
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lean in and be like,
Although Jim though,
he is one of the sweetest,
Yeah,
most underrated comedians of all time.
3 weeks ago he texted me, and so I guess the New York Post did a article about me being drunk on Sex in the City. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
It was on page 6.
You called me.
So then Norton texted me and goes, "Are you okay, buddy? I read that article. I just want to see if you're okay."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, we're friends, and he loves me, and what a great guy. What a sweet, guy." He like guys like that always like text me when things are going wrong, or
Yeah.
what I mean. But they're
It wasn't
intimidated.
followed up by anything else?
No,
Oh.
He was just genuinely.
It was genuinely, "Are you okay? I'm here for you."
You know, I talked to when Ari, the Kobe thing happened.
Oh my God.
I remember Ari being like, "Yeah, all the New York guys were like honest and upfront and like, but like didn't abandon me." Like
Yeah.
he said that. He was like, "All you guys were like, that joke sucked, but we love you."
Yeah.
You know, and it
Yeah.
was like he said, like I'm not gonna name names, but he said people on the West Coast fucking were like,
you
lose my number.
See,
Really?
this is what I want to say now. And
Get in here.
you just hit something
here.
in me, and I'm gonna get in there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that some people in the West, right, are cowards.
Yeah.
And they're scared.
Yeah.
And they're a little too woke for me.
Care
Yeah.
about-
Right? What?
They care about the optics of
They
it.
care of the optics
They're like, I can't be
over-
associated.
over
Whereas
friendships.
over friendship, but the New York guys are in deep.
Well, I truly think that there's a thing of like there's an honesty to the relationships there, where you're like,
God, you just.
Where you're like,
should I move?
the thing I do like about New York is that like they'll tell you to your face if a joke sucks. They're
Yeah.
like, don't do that joke. And I feel like in LA, there's not a lot of that.
Well, the audience does that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that that's the one thing I like about New York is that I know that no matter where I go in the business, I have a crew of friends that will treat me the same.
Yeah.
And I think in LA, what happens is people treat you accordingly. Like if you're up, people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I love seeing you." And then
Yeah.
if you're down and you do something fucked up, they're like, I can't right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You hit it on the button, dude.
Because I've had friends that have gone through all that shit, and just immediately you reach out and you're like, "Yeah, all right, dude, this sucks." Because you know how many voices are coming at them,
Right.
being like, "You fucking suck, you're terrible," and if you just reach out and go like, "Yeah, all right, this is brutal,"
But
and then make fun of it.
I think theoretically, but I want to say this though. I think that people in New York, comics that go to New York, want to be real comics, right?
I think
that
stand up. I think they want to
Stand-up.
focus primarily, on
right.
stand-up.
And when they come to LA, they have other dreams.
They want. Listen, man. The thing is, I can knock LA all I want. The fact is, LA comics are better performers. They're better performers. They tell
Thank you.
jokes better.
That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, but they are. They on
thank you.
stage, like you see LA guys perform, and you're like, "Fuck! I wish I was that unchained. I wish I was that unburdened to be like act out my jokes like that."
Yeah.
But I also think New York comics are more like stand up is more important.
Yeah, I see.
Like just like the actual stand up is important. Writing jokes and like.
Yeah, because when I played the Cellar, the last time I played the Cellar, you know the piano guy that's there?
Yeah.
I was doing way too much.
You do the roast.
I was on stage and I was doing way too much.
Do I score this?
Yeah. And he looked at me like Like, hey, nah,
My favorite,
it's not working.
My favorite thing about the favorite thing about the seller, and I think this is in LA too. This is everywhere.
Yeah, I was doing
my
that.
favorite thing at a comedy club is making sure the staff is laughing. Because if the staff is laughing, you're like, well, you guys see all this horse shit.
Yeah.
So if they're not laughing, you're like, man, does that joke suck?
Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask you something I did in Hawaii that I never brought this up, and I feel so ashamed about my behavior, and I want to see if you think this is.
Was I there for this?
You weren't there, no.
Oh, thank God.
And I feel.
Well,
and
you already felt preemptive embarrassment.
Yeah, because if
Yeah,
I had
your whole body.
witnessed
This
this
is-
and I didn't check him.
No, you didn't check. No, if you were there, you would have checked me.
Okay.
Because this was so embarrassing, and it was like so like.
Let's go.
No.
So my
I don't want to. I don't know.
my job is to bring him back to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just takes off and he
Yeah.
just
To
the
doesn't-
moon.
Yeah, to
That's
the moon.
But that's a good partner. That's just
But what I'm about to say is so gross.
do it.
Rip it. Let's go.
All right, so I'm in Hawaii, and I hear Tony Hinchcliffe is in town.
Are you bracing yourself? What's
I
happening?
what are
am.
you doing
Like, I'm
with your
already
hand?
having a hard time.
Just getting
breathing.
into survival, like going in a plane crash.
I don't think it's that bad where you have to hold your body like
I'm gonna hold. I'm
Yeah,
gonna hold. I'm
She's
gonna
gonna
hold.
check if her seat is a flotation device. She's like,
All right, so and I want to know why I behave like this, but so anyway, right? So Tony goes, come do a guest spot on my show, the second show Saturday night. I'm like, all right. So I show up, and he has one of his guys meet me, and I'm sort of in the club. The club is packed.
yeah.
And so I go outside into the showroom just to see what the audience looks like. The lights were down. I think the show had already started, right? And I'm watching and I'm looking around. I'm trying to get a feel because I'm about to go up. So then I go back into the green room and a waitress follows me back. She, excuse me, who are you?
Yeah.
And I go, what? She's like, yeah, this is for comics only. You got to go back into the showroom, right? And then one of Tony's guys goes, no, he belongs back here, right? And she's like, oh, okay, well, he looks suspicious.
Yeah.
So then, because I'm a surprise guest.
Yeah.
And so when I walk,
We know where this is going.
Also, to be fair,
Yeah.
you look like a very average Japanese guy in
You-
Hawaii.
Great.
I mean, you're from,
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh.
you look,
You look like a local. You look
you're
like
like
a
a
local.
dime a dozen there. You're a dime a dozen there.
no,
In Hawaii?
I'm a snowflake.
In LA, but not Hawaii.
No, I'm special, man. Look at my test numbers when I went on sitcoms and stuff.
Yeah.
I test
through
well.
the roof.
I test through the fucking roof. They're like babies and animals, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyway,
And the Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
It's called the
that's
Bobby
crazy.
Lee curve.
Right? Anyway, right? So then when this is just so embarrassing. So when they bring me up, for some reason, I mean, I know why, but the place goes crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Oh boy.
I'm seeing how it's getting painted now.
Right.
Let me get back.
Everyone get in.
Everyone, right?
Vampire, do the vampire.
Everyone get in a crash position. All right, Bobby. What's the rest of it?
The place goes crazy, and I just because she pissed me off.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So I'm like,
Yep.
you know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna hit this ball, right? I hit it, pop, right? Yeah, right? And I can see because she's on the right side, her section.
Yeah.
And I'm on stage and I'm looking at her, right? And now I can tell that she might be scared or whatever. So then I get off stage,
Okay.
and she goes, "Do you need anything?" And I just was like, and I just treated her like shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I tell you it's not as bad as
Yeah,
I thought it
impact
was?
wasn't as, yeah.
All right.
I feel like I feel
why
like
did
it
you
was
do
going to
this?
be. I feel like it was going to be a malignant tumor and it's benign.
Yeah.
Because I
It's
thought
not
what
that
you were going
bad.
to do is.
What?
Can I tell you what I thought was going to happen?
Yeah. Tell me.
I thought you were going to go on stage and after the big pop,
Yeah.
be like, "See, I thought."
I would never do that.
I don't know.
Who does that?
I don't. I'm 15
not
minutes
Madonna.
early. I don't know how to pat a cat.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but I was.
Oh no, it wasn't that bad. I was just because I was very
buddy.
mindful about my behavior. I'm like, why am I
Oh, yeah, but-
acting like this?
No, but the impact wasn't as bad. Like, I was
Yeah.
really bracing for something huge.
Yeah. No,
But
I
still,
think
my
that was fun.
behavior isn't cool.
It's not.
I wasn't
bad.
cool to her.
It's not bad. I've
And she
done.
was
I've
cute,
done
too.
I've done a similar douchey thing.
Okay.
Where at the New York Comedy Festival, I was invited to do a guest set on someone's show, and I showed up, and it was sold out. And the lady was like, "I can't let you in," and I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be in there." And she was like, "Why?" And copped an attitude.
Yeah. Okay.
She's like, "Why do you have to be in there?" And I was like, "I have to fix the lights."
So you just wanted to play.
And she go, oh, okay. And she went in, and then I went out and I did a guest set.
Yeah.
And then afterwards she goes, you didn't fix the lights. And I was like, ah.
That's not Douchie.
That's
But
Douchie?
Douchie.
Douchie.
I like the new word. Douchie.
I'm sorry, that's not Douchie at all. Yeah. That's not Douchie.
But I kind of like, instead of just saying it, I was like, why did I lie? Like, I could have just been
Yeah.
comic.
Oh, I mean, that's my daily behavior. What you just did. That was nothing. Because you did it in a cute way. You were doing, hey, I gotcha. You did the lights thing, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I was here to fix the lights.
Yeah.
I might have referenced it on stage.
Yeah.
That's, I think,
Is that the douchiest thing you've done?
Oh no, I've done real.
Give me real douche.
Like in the world of comedy.
Just in general.
Oh my God. Fuck. I got to think of one. I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I hate myself. So I have a laundry list of stuff.
Yeah.
Where I've like said stuff. I don't know. I've never done a. Do you know who I am? I've never done that.
Oof, that would be real wrong.
Yeah.
I would know. You would. Yeah. I would.
I've never done that.
Well, Reese Witherspoon did a "Do You Know Who I Am?"
When?
Those are.
Yeah, I think
she got pulled over.
over.
DUI.
Yeah, and she did. She pulled a "Do You Know Who?"
But she was
I Am?"
drunk though, right?
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you know who I am?"
I think I've done a I'm with them in a shitty way, like a famous person. You know, it was a great waitress not recognizing a comic was Nate Bargatze, who's one of the best.
Yeah.
One of my best friends.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best comics.
Not only that, he's like so clean and does it. He's so good.
He's just so funny.
Yeah.
So when he lived in New York, the cellar never really respected him.
So you never got
He got
spots?
passed, but he was never really used.
Right.
They would use him in fill-in spots,
Wow.
but they wouldn't give him a lot of spots. And he's great. And he moved here, and Fallon saw him in New York and loved him, and so he started doing the Tonight Show a lot, which he already was doing, but he was doing a development deal, a pilot with NBC. He had all this stuff, so he was starting to fucking go.
Yeah.
And he met me and Mike Vecchione at the cellar.
Yeah.
We're like, come by, dude, we have spots. And he came by and sat at the table, right? He's passed at this club.
Yeah.
And we're eating, and the waitress comes over and she goes, I'm sorry, this is for comics who are passed here. And Nate just goes, he looks at me and Mike, and he goes, what are we talking? He's like, I'm passed here. And we had to be like, we had to tell the waitress, no, he works here.
Yeah.
And that fired him up. I think that woman doing that is the reason he's in arenas now.
Yeah.
Because he was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah,
and he really didn't do a do you know who I am,
It's
but he just
stupid
went
ego shit.
He went I'm passed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why are we we're so sensitive?
Because why do we have to go on stage every night begging for
I
the approval of
know. There's
strangers?
something about it. I don't. Yeah.
It's fun to tell jokes, but the funniest people I know are guys who work at construction sites, and they're just funny.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, I do my work and I'm funny and I go home
Yeah.
and I need your approval.
Yeah. I don't want to be like that.
What was your relationship like with your dad?
Well, hold on. Let's introduce.
But I mean,
Ask his father right there.
That's my dad right there.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Next to the
What's
mic.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
I
It was terrible.
Yeah, you can always trace it.
Really?
Yeah, you can always trace it.
Yeah, it was terrible. I was,
It's a great sticker, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. I was constantly on my tiptoes because he could go through a violent rage in an instant.
So you had to be silly.
No, I not only had to be silly. That's how in school and out there I would act out.
Yeah.
But at home it was like that naked and afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
Like
that.
the show where like how am I gonna eat?
They were all actually all naked.
Oh, really?
They were naked though a lot.
Yeah.
Asian households are naked.
Naked.
families.
Naked.
Yeah.
Because ours is my mom was raised Irish Catholic. So it was very you don't leave your room without pants and a shirt on.
Yes,
Wow.
there's
Like
two
I got
types of
changed
people.
after I got showered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I get showered. I had roommates that never understood this. They're like, so you bring your clothes into the shower with
Bathroom?
you,
Yeah.
and then right?
Yeah.
And I never knew that was weird.
Yeah.
That's a very different variety of Catholic though, because Catholic Filipinos are naked.
Really?
Yeah, you either grow up with naked mom or non-naked mom, and I was naked mom.
I was non-naked mom. Mine was like, dude, when you get showered, you dry off and you're dressed.
Yeah.
Oh
And you
wow!
come out. It was like, but she was a single mom and she dated.
Yeah.
But I was terrified of her.
Yeah.
I was very afraid.
He
of her.
had naked dad.
I had naked dad.
dad.
That's why I get
See-
naked all the time.
See, that's funny because when I would
yeah.
visit my dad, I only saw my dad sporadically and from 6 to 10, and then he died when I was 14.
Oh no.
But
how?
alcoholism. But he
no.
he would when I was 6 to 10, I would go.
How would you brush? How do you brush back?
But the way you said, oh no.
I know the way you brush by it.
So what?
It doesn't. What?
Yeah,
What do you mean? It wasn't traumatic when he died.
Yeah, from the aspect of like it was traumatic because we never got a chance to make things right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but like,
Okay.
Let's
move on from your dad.
But it was. I've talked a lot about my dead dad. But he was super funny, so I think that's what inspired me to be funny. But when I used to stay with him, he lived with my grandma in San Francisco from when I was 6 to 10, and we would sleep on a pull-out couch together. Like we'd split the bed and the pull-out couch. He would always sleep naked, and everyone like I told that to Big J, and Big J was like, dude, that's not fucking normal. And I was like, but I had a naked dad.
Naked dads.
Yeah,
My dad didn't wear underwear.
Yeah.
He just wear corduroy shorts and just pull them up naked. His big old dong.
So mine was a little bit different. So my dad was the opposite of naked dad, but he went a little too far in his like costume changes. Okay. He would wear this thing called a Jellabiya, where it was like kind of like a female muumuu. Okay. So he always like walked around like this like kind of like wizard around the house.
What color was it? White?
Dark blue.
It was dark blue. It was all one flowing thing.
Yeah, and he would always, my darling, go grab my Jellabiya. Like it was like
dressed like Voldemort.
Yes. Honestly,
would you ever put it on him?
Like that? That's exactly.
Oh, that's
that's sick. Sick, dude.
That's sick. Yeah. I would fuck
with that, but dark blue.
Yeah. I'll go dark green because I love green.
Yeah.
But then that's because he lived in Egypt for a long
so that
time.
And that makes sense because when you're dealing with heat near the equator and you're in a Muslim country, you kind of have to be dressed, but you also
Why can't we start that?
I'm with you.
No, I'm being real.
I will.
It's a one piece.
If you don't think, I don't want to walk around my New York apartment with a giant. How do you say it again?
You could just muumuu.
Muumuu. What's it?
Jellabiya.
Yeah, Jellabiya.
I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
I don't care.
I don't care.
That's how I
We're
do
getting
it.
Jellabiyas for life.
We're getting Jellabiya. We're the
Jellabiya
bros.
Jellabiya, bro. New podcast.
Dude,
New podcast.
Jellabiya bros.
Yeah.
No undies. All right. Full fucking Jellabiya.
Let's do this.
Can you figure out the correct?
I want to call it. You
in 10
gotta
years,
be killing me.
In 10 years,
you gotta be.
In 10 years, I'm gonna because in 10 years probably this will be done.
Yeah.
Bad Friends will be done, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Jellabiya.
Jellabiya.
Oh no, it's Jellabiya.
Jellabiya.
Yeah, it's a Galee.
J.
Different, very different. Yeah, okay.
So Jellabiya, right? In 10 years, these podcasts I'm doing right now will probably be dead. You'll probably be done.
The one I'm starting in October will be dead.
In 10 years, we're gonna start the Jellabiya boys.
I would love that, dude.
Yeah, and we have to.
Everybody has to wear a Jellabiya.
Yeah, everyone.
If you come on the podcast and you are a man,
you have to wear.
Get that Jellabiya on.
Is that a
Jellabiya.
Yeah, and we'll have kebabs.
Oh, I love it.
Hummus.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yogurt.
We'll do it in Astoria. So we can get some good skewer.
Yeah.
I lived there for 15 years. We'll get some good skewer.
Would we have to change religions?
No.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
My dad was a-religious. Like he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that seems like a one piece. It seems so comfortable.
I love slipping it on. You know, when it goes past your hiney.
Yeah.
Like,
But he was just a really fashionable guy, right? He always had like Porsche sunglasses. He always had like tailored suits, and he always had an attaché case
that's awesome.
with him. Like he was just very like mafioso about it. But at home, he was like a wizard.
Yeah, he just wear that.
But
that's loungewear. That's
That's leisure.
Yeah, he had leisure wear.
When you take a shit, you have to.
You
have to do this move, right?
I was wondering if you do a pee, do you go back to the little kid?
All right. Yeah, tuck it on. All right. You have to do that. Yeah. But other than that, I think and it's cheap. It seems cheap.
Yeah.
One.
Always had.
Did he? Now, would you like for Father's Day? Would you buy him a new one?
No, because he got them custom made. Everything my dad wore was custom made. Growing up, I had custom made dresses. We had our own tailor.
She grew up in the Philippines.
I grew up with my dad was very affluent. Like he came from like old European money.
Do you speak Tagalog?
I speak Bisaya.
Okay.
Second
That's the other one.
Yes.
I know that.
That's the other one.
When I worked in Alaska, I learned a lot about Filipinos.
Yeah.
Alaska.
What?
Yeah,
You lived in
there's a
Alaska
there.
too?
I worked up there for a summer.
Fishing.
Doing what?
Yeah, I worked at a fish cannery.
Wait, you were? Oh my God,
Deadliest
I love
catch?
you.
I didn't do a deadliest catch. I did salmon and halibut during the summer. Like working in Alaska for that summer, because I worked on the docks. I didn't like go out on the boat. I wasn't like a deckhand. I like worked with like, you'd fuel the ships and all that shit, and I'd fill the hopper with fish. But
So you weren't out there in the boat in the middle of the ocean.
No, I worked at the cannery. I worked at the actual cannery.
But it seems brutal, though.
The hours are like you work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And then, like, what time do you have to wake up?
7:30. You have to be there at 8. So I would wake up at I'd work basically 8 a.m. to midnight. And then I would drink from midnight to about 1:30. And then I'd go to bed around 2 a.m. to I'd get 5 hours of sleep.
How old were you?
19.
Wow.
It was because I didn't want to live in Tucson for the summer. My aunt lived up in Soldotna. She worked at a hospital in Soldotna. And she was like, oh, you can work at the docks in Kenai. So I worked up there and I lived in Kenai.
Amazing.
And I was like, the dock crew were all white dudes from like Seattle and local. And then all the processors were Filipino. So I would just hang out and smoke weed with all the processors. And they're, I forgot all the Tagalog they taught me. But obviously being white trash, I was like, what's cuss words? I want to know all the cuss words.
Yeah.
And then the head processor, this guy Aladdin, loved me because I smoked cigarettes. So he'd always be like, cigarette. He only had 4 teeth. He had 4 teeth in his batting bag.
Are you sure his name was Aladdin and not Aladdin?
It was the way he told us to say it was Aladdin. So if it was Aladdin, that's even cooler. It was spelled like Aladdin.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I was lighting this thing up with the forklift, and he's like, kept getting it wrong, and he was mad. And finally, it's in front of a lot of people. He goes, "You have girlfriend?" I go, "No, I don't have a girlfriend." He goes, "I know. You keep missing." Like that. And everyone laughed. I was like, "Fuck you, Aladdin." Zeep on my little forklift.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
That is like the first question every older Filipino asks, because they're like, we're natural matchmakers.
Yeah.
So we cannot look at someone and not know if they have a girlfriend
But
or a partner.
You would drink a whole bottle of Jose Cuervo every night.
Wow.
His eyes were jaundice.
Fuck.
Jaundice.
Is it good money?
This is 2002,
Yeah.
2003. It was the summer of 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made in 3 months, I made $15,000 or $16,000.
Oh my God.
Like after taxes.
That's so much for a
And
19-year-old.
then I went to Tucson and blew it all. I was
While he was doing that, I was in my second year of Matt TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I used to get drunk and watch
you're like
Matt
doing
TV.
this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the worst jobs they had us do was I had to get rid of a tote, which is like 1,000-pound big plastic thing that would fill 1,000 pounds of fish. And Aladdin was like, get rid of all the halibut heads. And I just had to throw it in a grinder for 9 hours. And then he'd give me a break to smoke cigarettes.
You've lived like a really big life with all these adventures.
I've got to do some cool stuff.
Wow.
That's why
I feel like that's such a crucial thing to learn when you're 19, though. Like just
that you ain't
handling
shit?
animals, like fish or butchering or any of that.
Yeah,
like,
gross stuff is good.
Yeah,
it's also
it's
good
true.
to do that kind of work because you're like, that was what finally pushed me towards doing stand-up. Because I was there and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But I was making those guys laugh at lunch when we'd smoke knifers. We'd do knife hits of weed. And I'd get them laughing and I'd be like, I think I'm going to try an open mic when I go back to Tucson. And that's when I did.
Wow.
You know, when you said that, there's one thing that I lack in comedy, and it's a feeling. And the feeling is this. Is because I never worked with fish, but I used to work at a restaurant.
Yeah, me too.
And work really hard, like you're slammed.
Oh, I hated it.
And then after the shift's over, I used to sit by this kind of like by the ocean because I lived in San Diego.
Yeah.
And there was a sense of pride, almost like, God, you worked so hard today. You're relieved.
Where you work so hard, you're tired.
You're tired, and you know, and also you're just kind of proud of. I don't have that feeling.
You don't feel that way
As
when
a
you do like a
comic.
long road run? Like I'm doing a crazy 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I'm here in LA up until Wednesday, and then I go do Irvine Improv on Wednesday, then American Comedy Company
Yeah, I
in
love
San
that.
Diego.
Yeah.
And then I'm back to do the store, but then I'm doing Seattle, Calgary, and Edmonton. That's all within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Of me, and I'm not, and then like Katie's coming out next week. She's got some stuff in LA. So I'll see her. But like when I get home on whenever, like the 27th, 28th, when I get home, I'll have that feeling.
Okay.
I'll have that feeling of like, fuck, that was a lot.
Yeah,
but I love this shit.
Yeah.
But I love doing this shit.
Maybe you're right.
Because I think,
maybe you're right.
You know what it is? I think as comics, we're very self-deprecating. So it's easy for us to take away any small accomplishments. Like being like, oh, you worked hard. You don't realize you're working hard because it's fun shit.
Yeah.
But then you get back.
I think that's what I think that's what I think you nailed it. I think because I didn't want to wait tables, and there was also a sense of like I'm glad that's over with.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah, and I don't have that feeling like I'm glad that's over with because it's like I feel like what I do really isn't work. I don't view it as work, really.
I always thought it was funny that I waited tables in Midtown on like 50th and 3rd for 5 years, and I was waiting on a lot of like finance bros, and then there'd be a lot of times where we'd be filming where I'd be like, it's crazy I'm playing one of the guys that I waited on.
Wow.
Like all these guys that were like mean to me.
Yeah.
And then, like they were fucking mean to me because they wanted a cute waitress.
Yeah.
They wanted someone to come up and be like, "Hey guys, dude." I remember this girl Devin that we worked with. She was like this little girl. She had like big cartoon eyes.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Hi guys." And this dinner shift, she like went up and she came back to the kitchen. She's like, "Table 364, they're drinking. I got them 4 Patron margaritas. They're having a double guacamole." I was like, "Oh, damn, I'm going to make money on this table."
Yeah.
And I walked up, I was like, "Hey, guys, I'm actually your waiter." And I remember one of them goes, "Where's Devin?" And I had to go back and transferred the table to him.
Wow. Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I was like, they don't want me.
Yeah.
Waiting tables sucks because you just see people at their hungriest.
Yeah.
So they're dicks.
And the clientele seems weird. But, you probably
Midtown Manhattan.
Probably learned how to play them.
I learned to become very xenophobic because in 2008, the market, the housing collapse. Dude, the day the housing collapsed, the day that happened was the best day I've ever had waiting tables.
Why?
Because we worked in Midtown near Blackstone, near Lehman Brothers.
Yeah.
It's not on Wall Street. That was Midtown.
Yeah.
And our restaurant was where they would go to. Dude, usually, when this is some real biz talk.
Yeah.
You'll know it. If you've waited tables, I would close lunches so I could do stand-up at night.
Yeah.
So I'd go in early and work till about 5 p.m., then go home and go do spots.
Wow.
So I could do stand-up. You don't make any money from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. You get tables that come in, tourists. You get a couple people that, maybe get a good lunch. Dude, like 3:30 p.m., you got a table in the cafe. Okay. You got another table in the cafe. Okay. You got a third table in the cafe.
Wow.
All right, what's going on? Well, they're all drinking. And then on the news, it's like collapse, like how the bubble burst. This is 2008.
Wow.
They're like, and dude, these guys were drinking like frat boys. And they were like, use my card, use my and they were using their business cards because all their businesses were failing. Dude, there were guys, like stockbrokers in our bathroom throwing up like frat kids.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Like drinking so much tequila they were throwing up because they just fucking lost everything.
And would they tip?
Oh my God, dude. I think I walked with over 300 that day.
Wow.
I was like this. I was like, you fucking market collapse any day. I'm not gonna close it.
Yeah.
But it sucked. It was like that job was like feast or famine.
Wow.
And I'm still friends with like a lot of people I worked with. And you're just like, God, that sucked. I always feel bad for waiters. I'm never like a dick to a waiter.
No, I always tip well.
Yeah, you're like, this has just gotta suck.
I
Even if
appreciate
they
it.
suck, I'll tip well.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you don't know what's going on. I just hated it. That was the worst job. Even Alaska was better than waiting tables because there was respect in Alaska.
You're a handsome guy, man.
Okay. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
There's something I have to say before this podcast ends because I haven't gotten it out of my head.
Uh-oh.
But
Whoa.
no.
Are you grooming me? I go, Katie, I got groomed
Once
on
I-
TigerBelly.
Once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it.
I know who it is.
But I gotta say it first.
No, can we say it at the same time? An
Okay.
actor?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Robert
Justin
Patterson.
Timberlake.
Oh,
I
I'll
was
take
thinking.
both of
I
those.
was thinking a little bit of Robert.
And honestly, I'll take both of those.
Batman.
Usually, what I get is Joaquin.
Justin Timberlake?
I
I'll take
swear.
it. I'll take. I've heard it rarely.
Well, how about
But
Robert
you have
Patterson?
heard it.
I've heard Robert Patterson
More.
I've heard more than Justin Timberlake.
Thank you.
And the one that I hear the most,
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, without the cleft lip. I've heard that the most.
That
I maybe.
Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah,
right here, I swear to God, it's identical. And I think
Do me.
All right.
No,
one,
1, 2, 3. Everyone. Wait.
one,
Wait. Let me read it.
Jason Momoa. I'm just trying to build you up, dog.
Jason Momoa.
I was trying to build you up, dog.
Jason.
You hunk. You fucking hunk.
Wow. I get that a lot. That's crazy. That's the most.
I almost fell out of my
You guys
chair.
didn't do
I
one.
legit almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah. Well, Jason, anyway, what do you want to plug?
DanSoder.com, live dates. I got a podcast. No, just I don't
no,
look like.
it's this right here. It's this. I swear to you, there's something there.
Is he a fetal
That?
alcohol syndrome? eyes?
Yeah, no, I don't know nothing. I don't
Even
see
a little bit the nose. I'm telling you, it's there.
Damn.
it. No.
Right Right here.
Yes.
Wow.
Dirty pop. Dirty pop. You have kids or no?
No, we're not doing kids, dude.
Ever?
No,
Oh, I love that.
no kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And
My
you guys
friends
are
have
both
kids.
sure like about it.
Yeah.
But I love it when I hear my sister say the same thing. She's just like, absolutely not for me. I'm like, fuck, that's incredible.
Katie and I have perfect aunt and uncle energy. We're going to be the aunt and uncle that live in New York. Her brother just had a daughter, little baby Charlotte. She's a little cutie pie. We're going to spoil the hell out of her. We're just going to be fun aunts and uncles. You know, all my friends with kids come through.
Yeah, I mean, my fear of that, though, because I don't have any kids either, is that when
you
you're
get old-
80, right, who's going to be there?
Nobody, buddy.
But also,
I know.
And that's the best part.
You think so?
I don't have to forget about anybody if there's no one to forget.
I know. But
guess what?
Visualize it, though. You're in there, right? And, like, you see nurses.
Great.
I'd probably grab ass or whatever. Who
Dude,
cares if I get
absolutely.
canceled then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I like if I
Yeah.
if I lose Katie, you know,
Yeah.
I'll just to the nurses back. I used to have to slow down. Mr. Soder, I'm like, get over here.
Yeah.
Look at this fat ass. You know, a gangbang's more than 3 guys.
Yeah.
yeah, but this idea of dying alone,
Yeah.
I think is just in like the fear of that's
Yeah, we got phones now.
perpetuated. Yeah, it's like really like you're not. It's gonna be just.
What about
fine.
your, but I know, but
Because
is
there's people with kids.
Yeah.
There's people with kids that like they get old and then it just causes the kids to fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you gotta take care of dad. Well, you gotta take care of dad. And then if you have
Exactly.
money, I have money where if I do well, right, in the rest of my career and I've put away money and I can put myself in a facility, you know, or Katie and I in a facility or whatever, and then I die, I'm gonna give my money to my poorest friend's kid. So that they're just like, oh shit, Uncle Dan left me fucking $4.5 million.
Wow.
And you're like, get it, kid.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
But what about this? There's no one, because I have a cousin, Eddie, who's a male, obviously. He has the last name of Lee, my brother and I. So, and none of us have kids. So the Lee, we're the end of our family tree.
So am I, though. I'm the last Soder.
But you know what? It might need to die. The lineage.
The Lee left.
But I get that.
Too
you know
much
what?
damage, too much damage.
Too much damage.
You know, I know you're joking around.
No, because I feel that way about myself, where
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't think that I should be creating spawn because I think that it needs to die with me. There's been too much bullshit in my genetics and in my like trauma and everything.
Yeah, my mom's family's fucking phenomenal. I would be a real mess if they were fucked up. They're fucking great. My mom's whole side, all my cousins, sweethearts. My mom's whole family's fucking great. My dad's family is dead and dark. It is. It was a lot of
Dark.
addiction,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
like shit. And I recently got in touch with my cousin, who was my aunt's, you know, obviously my dad's sister's daughter, who's 12 years older than me. We've never really had a relationship, but we've started having a relationship and I've gotten back into her life and she's had a very fucking hard life.
Yeah.
And that's been very rewarding. But the thought remains of, well, we don't need to continue this.
Yeah,
We can just, like, she's gone out. She has kids.
But-
so I'd rather help them out than worry about what
That's
a kid that looks
exactly
like
how
me.
my role in my family is.
But can
Like,
I-
everyone has kids, and I just sort of, I'm like, I'm the, outside provider.
Yeah,
But
the financier.
Yeah.
But my argument is this, okay, is that's how we view ourselves and our family.
Yeah.
But what I see is interesting people,
Yeah.
unique people, people that are creative, people that are so interesting to me. They have levels, right? And then you see there's people that aren't that interesting.
Yeah.
In the deep somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Having 20 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Spreading that garbage, you know what I mean?
So my counter argument to that,
Yeah.
would be we are the people, the previous people you talked about, the artistic ones, the thoughtful people, the people that are maybe doing well professionally.
Yeah.
We're there to clean up the other people's mess. We're there to they're going to go have 6 kids. They're overwhelmed. They're just trying to raise it. We can kind of come in and provide some help in a way that leaves our lives way less stressful.
Yeah.
So that we can keep providing.
Also, the idea that you want to have kids because you don't want to be alone at the end of it, it's not the reason to have.
No, there's
great
2
lives.
reasons. There's that, and also, because it's my mom, right? She's super grateful that she had me.
Yeah,
Right?
same with my mom.
And she's just like, I help her so much.
Yeah, me
You know
too.
what I mean?
I had to have a very honest conversation with my mom because my mom, I think, was really looking forward to being a grandmother.
Yeah.
And I had to call her and be like, hey, listen, obviously this took years of therapy for me to have this phone call.
Yeah.
But I called her and I was like, we're not going to have kids. This is just our decision. And she was very respectful of it. But I said, if you ever feel bad about it, just know this. I'm able to take care of you because I don't have kids. If I have a kid, you have to go fill out an application at King Supers. I mean, you're 75. I don't think you want to be bagging groceries.
But my point is that we don't have, when we get to that age,
Yeah.
people help taking care of us.
That's why you got to save your money.
I'd say
That's why you
save your
guys
money, save your money.
Save the fuck up.
Right.
I might James Brown some shit and just bury some cash in the woods.
But also, that's
yeah.
a very American fear because really all I need to do is go back home to the Philippines and there's going to be a whole community there who's going to watch me die and take care of me and dote on me. Because
I don't have that. I don't have a village. I don't have a village.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have kids, right? I am, but I'm just saying, I really respect the other side of it. It makes sense to me too. Both sides make sense.
Yeah, I'm fine. And also, when my friends have kids, I'm not against it. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Have
Yeah, but
kids.
he has two.
Yeah,
It's insane.
that's awesome.
We're letting that bloodline.
Yeah, he looks
survive?
like a punk rock accountant. Looks like he'll do your taxes and,
Yeah.
and then tell you to fuck off. Yeah,
You're great. You have good genes.
By the way, it's a side. God, a
Dude,
little bit.
that's way more.
yeah, that's way more.
Okay, yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
I don't get this.
I don't get that.
I don't
part.
know. I got it a lot
I don't see
when I
that.
was a waiter.
I think that maybe a younger Joaquin.
Maybe same nose.
Yeah, maybe
Jason
do
Momoa.
young Joaquin.
Momoa.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Bring him a Momoa and then
Yeah,
get
yeah.
ready to.
Yeah, wait,
fucking-
look at this.
Or then stand back. Look at that.
Same.
Same.
Right there. That's
The way
it.
you know-
That's it. Holy shit.
You fucking
I'm
know.
right, man.
Honestly, Bobby.
Holy shit.
Honestly, I think that's it.
Oh,
You thought I was fucking bullshit.
dude,
You thought I was fucking bullshit.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, sweetie, let's make out.
You're back. Give Dan Soder a round of applause.
Thanks for having me, guys. You guys are a lot of fucking fun. Thanks for having me. I'm sorry I was early.
Vida mo ko gani ay makabalo.